There are times when we need support. I will be by your side. I don't know why that just fell in my spirit like that. What is going on? It is your beauty industry coach, and I thought I had this live set up, but guess what? I'm excited that you guys decided to join me right here on the Celeste Noel YouTube channel. You know, for those of you that don't know me, I am your beauty industry coach, and I always have to get my hair together the whole time we're on here, just so you know. If you don't know me, you're going to find that out about me. But what is going on to my beauty industry professionals? How am I looking? Pretty good. How y'all feeling out there today? It is February the 13th, a day before Valentine's Day. So I want to start off by saying happy Valentine's Day to all of my beautiful ladies and to all of my handsome gentlemen that are out there celebrating each other. I love, love, love is a beautiful thing. When love is a beautiful thing, if you know what I mean. Um, yes, happy Valentine's Day. I hope everyone's remaining safe. I hope you guys are having a great time. Hope you're excited about just life and things that's happening here in 2025. I know that I am, but I'm excited about tonight's topic. But before we get into it, I just want to make sure I start off with some words of encouragement and just kind of get, the energy up. Make sure that I get the morale and what's to be expected, because we are in some times now that are totally different. We have never experienced these times before. And a lot of us are, especially in the beauty industry, it's kind of can get discouraging because you're not sure, what's happening. And the way clients are coming is changing. Inflation is at an all-time high. We see that things are getting more expensive, and we know that when it comes down to just spending money, a lot of times things can get tight, and we get discouraged because we're entrepreneurs and we make our money by serving people. We make our money by depending on our clients to come in. So there's nothing more challenging than to know that you got a full book for the whole entire week, and you have clients that's calling out back to back to back. It's just like this client cancel, that client cancel, and it's like, okay, I was depending on that money this week because I've already kind of set my budget and mapped things out. But then those clients are canceling, or clients are just not booking. Whatever the case may be, products may not be selling, things just may not be happening at the speed that we want it to happen, especially with it being the first of the year, and you think clients getting their income tax checks and things like that. But let me just tell you something. This is a season where we're all being tested and challenged. And I'm going to give you the best advice that I can possibly give you, and that is, it is time for us to trust God more than ever. What do I mean when I say trust God more than ever? A lot of times we just go about our day-to-day routine and we're just doing life and we're making money, spending money, making money, spending money. It's not that we're not making the money, we're making it and spending it, and we're worried about everything except for the priority, and that is God being our provider. And when I say God being our provider, I mean truly standing on that, because I've had times where I know that I've had way more month than money. I'm like, all right, God, you got to, things continue to come out of the account. This is due tomorrow, and it's unbelievable. You can't even believe the things that start happening. I was on my way to the airport. Tire went flat. Guess what? That's going to cost money. So one thing is happening after the next. But if I can give you any advice, trust God. And I'm not just saying trust God just by saying you trust God. I'm talking about get in your word, start reading more. Increase your prayer life. Get around accountability partners that literally don't allow you to stay in a sunken place, a place where you're depressed, a place where you're frustrated, and you just don't have that clarity. This isn't a time to be around negative people. This isn't a time to be around people that can't give you good godly counsel, individuals that can't pray you through, that can't hold your hand while you're going through, because misery loves company. And in these times that we're in, you're going to need some prayer warriors. You're going to need some people in your life that can literally help you see things from a bigger picture, because the word tells us that the earth is the Lord and the fullness thereof, which means we are not supposed to worry about what's going to happen tomorrow. It also tells us that because tomorrow has its own challenges. We're supposed to focus on day-to-day activity. God takes care of us every single day. So while you're in your business, I'm just going to implore you to start praying over your business, continue to pass out those business cards, and things that you know no longer do, that you should be doing to build your business. Posting is good, but let me just tell you something about posting. You post a picture, you ever notice some people, they perfect on a picture. Yeah, you turn into the side, I'm paused, I'm holding my breath. They get an opportunity to see your work on pictures and things like that. But people got to know, like, and trust us. We got to get back to being more personable, having real conversations. How you doing? You look nice today. How's things going? By the way, I'm Celeste. Introducing yourself, just get an opportunity to exchange energy. That is what people are looking for, connections. I think we got enough AI, chat GPT. We love all those things, and that is the direction that we're going into. But we got to get back to being more personable, because clients need to know that they can trust you, having a conversation, educating that client right while you're having that conversation with them. And a lot of us have gotten away from the foundational things. Foundational things like giving out cards, having conversations, checking on your clients, things like that. We just pretty much depend totally on social media. I heard one young lady say, "Oh, I've been making posts. I've been posting, and nothing has happened." No, ma'am, it's not going to happen, because all they see is a picture. All they see is the work. Yeah, we can go through social media. We see work all day long. But are you giving them video? Are you giving them audio? Are you showing them your personality? Are they connecting with you as a professional? And that is something that we can't shy away from, because way too many times we are dependent on social media, a post to do the work. And a post is never going to just do the work until you've actually built a massive brand and people know, like, trust you. And then they trust you as that source to come to actually say, you know what, this is my stylist and this is where I'll be going to. This is the stylist I'll be actually connecting with, and this is where I'm going to be going. Because client loyalty is no longer like it used to be. Back in the day, clients used to go to one stylist and one stylist only. You could not make a stylist go anywhere else. That's my stylist. Don't nobody do my hair but Lily. And she meant it. Lily been doing her hair since high school, and she's still doing her hair. They chair hop now. They go from stylist to YouTube. They come on here and watch videos. And guess what? That's a beautiful thing, because now they have professionals like myself that's on here giving them good information that can actually assist them with doing their hair. So you got to make sure that you are paying attention to what's happening in our industry. It's not the same way it used to be. Things are changing, times are changing. And what I want to talk to you guys about tonight is a very good topic. I was sitting down and I was just thinking about it. And God is so awesome, because he has a way of, and I know you guys know what I'm talking about. I had something totally different to talk about tonight. So I know that this is something that I'm supposed to talk about, because I wasn't going to talk about this particular topic. Now, before we get into this topic, again, I just want to say, what's up to all my stylists? Thank you guys for coming on here. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe to my channel. If you're currently watching the channel, make sure you go tag a friend, because I'm going to give you some good information tonight. And it's going to be very valuable. So I always implore you to get your pen and a piece of paper and take you some notes, because these are things that you're going to get an opportunity to go back over. So make sure you share this. But the name of this is, I'm going to be coming on here every single Thursday night. So tell your stylist friends, whoever, every Thursday night. And the topic it's called Dear Future Stylist. And I know you guys have heard that, Dear Future Wifey. That's kind of like, I love that. So I said Dear Future Stylist. And when I'm saying Dear Future Stylist does not mean future generation of stylists. It doesn't mean cosmetology students. It's talking in the Dear Future Stylist, meaning the future stylist that you are called to be. Future stylists and where we're going in the industry, future stylists and how we need to pivot, the things that we are going to have to continue to keep our eyes open and our mind having an open mind in this season, because our industry is changing at an all-time high. And it's no longer just about going to open and get you a salon suite, going to get in a salon, going to doing hair from home. Our businesses aren't operating like that anymore, where clients are just flooding and coming. We have got to make sure that we are in tune with what's taking place in today's time. So that is what it's talking about, the Dear Future Stylist, this Dear Future industry that we're actually going to be embarking upon, because right now we see so many things going on. We got to get ready, and I am here to help navigate you through this while I navigate through what's taking place as well. So I'm going to be teaching you as I learn. I'm going to make sure that I'm teaching you. So today's topic is stylists, stop spending unnecessary money. And I'm going to give you 5 tips to start financially securing your future. See, one thing I know, and I know you guys, I know every last one of you can relate to what I'm about to say. So as hairstylists, y'all know our clients come. We're excited they come, especially when they got cash. They come, they have cash, they give us the money right in our hand. We're excited because as soon as they pay us, you ain't got to wait It's not like a 9 to 5. That's why it's so challenging for most of us when we try to go work a 9 to 5 job. It's challenging. You find yourself job hopping because you're so used to making that right now money. We like to make our money and have it in our hand versus waiting every other week to get a check. And that can kind of be, that's a challenge. It's very challenging for me. I've tried it multiple times and I always find myself like getting in, getting out, because it's like, it is hard to live like that when you're so used to making money on a day-to-day basis, right? So when you're making money on a day-to-day basis, your clients bring the money, they give you your tips, whatever. You have that cash and it's tangible in your hand. The very first thing you do is don't let you have it be in a salon with your stylist sisters. That's always the best. And we know that's super fun. We're going to lunch. What time your next client coming? That's the first thing we say. What time your next client coming? Okay, well, you got you a break. Oh, I don't got another one ain't coming until 5 o'clock, and it's only about 1 o'clock. We are going to get us something to eat. We might stop by a store or two. We're going to do a little bit of splurging. Y'all know that I'm right. We do that just because that's who we are. We are sociable people. We like to sit down. We like to talk. Most of us anyway. And you start spending that money. And this becomes a daily routine. We just going out and just spending, doing whatever. Kids will stop by the shop, and next thing you know, here, give them those $50. Just haven't actually taken account of the money at all. Have not counted to see how much money you made for the day. Have not set the money aside. No type of budget. We just spend unnecessarily. We go shopping unnecessary. We do whatever we want. Why? Because we make the money every day. But remember, we're in a time that's uncertain now. We're in times where we can no longer operate like we used to operate. So not only is our industry changing with the way clients are doing business and the lack of loyalty, our industry is also changing in a manner of how we got to make sure that we are financially securing ourselves in a way, because it's going to come a time. If we're paying attention, we go to Walmart right now, we're already at self-checkout. I mean, granted, I know a lot of people are saying, no, the robots are never going to do my hair. We don't know what's going to happen out here. I can tell you one form of AI that's already taking place, and it's called a wig. I know that sounds funny, but it's called a wig. People literally are just purchasing a wig. It ain't digital, but they just purchase a wig, put it on, and it's to go. Don't nobody really care. A lot of people they're not focused on healthy hair like that. You have some healthy hair, but we have more hair extension wearers than anything in these times. But I said that to say it is important that we make sure that we're paying attention to what's going on in our industry. So the first thing I want to make sure that I talk to you guys about is stop spending all the money. And tip number one is for you to don't save. It's time for us to start investing. And when I say investing, I'm going to talk about the basic things to invest in right now. We're taking that money. I'm just going to say me and my sister went on a birthday trip a couple of weeks ago. We went to Chicago. Now, I had the time of my life just to be, how you got that one girlfriend you hang out with, and y'all don't care when y'all hang out, y'all gonna have a blast. You gonna have a blast, and you shouldn't be spending all this money. Both of y'all, and both of us are stylists. You got to come back home. And guess what? I'll be darned if you go somewhere and you see something that you don't get an opportunity. I don't see this around. So you find yourself having to get it. You buying things that you don't need. And in the back of your mind, you're thinking like, I shouldn't purchase this. But then you still got it in your hand, walk around the store. If one person buys something, the next one, 9 times out of 10, going to go ahead and buy something. It's just, we're creatures of habit. And when we have a habit to purchase things, we start doing things like that. So went out of town and spent this unnecessary money only to come back and realize, like, my birthday was February the 2nd, right? So that was on a Sunday. The 3rd was Monday when we got back. So it's the 1st, the 2nd, and the 3rd. So now you got to think about, what in the world was I thinking? I thought about it just a little bit in that moment, but that's not how we can continue to live, because again, we're in such uncertain times. So you're going to have to be more disciplined. We're going to have to be more focused and intentional when it comes to our spending. So when I'm talking to you about investing, I'm talking about investing in things that's going to generate you more income. Investing in things that's going to generate you more income, because right now we are trading time for money. And all our life we have been taught money is more, my time is money. No, sweetheart. Time is more valuable than money. We can never get our time back. at all. We never can get our time back, but we can always make more money. So standing behind the chair consistently, we've been doing that for a very long time. To my new stylists that's coming into the industry, you're going to be standing behind the chair, but it's going to become a time where you get tired of that. So that means if we're trading time for money, guess what that really means? That means if we're not standing behind that chair, we're not making any money. So we're not making any money in our sleep. So we got to figure out a way to invest in things that's considered an asset that's going to bring us more money. But the first thing we need to do before we can even generate more money is we need to make sure that we are investing in some financial literature. That's number two. Number one is invest. Number two is invest in financial literacy. I'm so sorry. Investing in financial literacy. Financial literacy gives you the information so you can actually make informed decisions. Informed decision on where to put your money. How, when you start making more money, before we get to making more money, where you should actually invest your money. What type of account should you invest your money in? And should it be an interest-bearing account? What should you be doing with the money that you're about to make? Versus us just actually making more money. Because if you're making more money and you're still uneducated, you still lack the education to how to spend the money, you still going to be a more making 5-letter word that don't nobody like to be called, and that is broke. BROKE. You're still going to be broke because now you got more money that you still don't know how to manage. So you're going to remain undisciplined because you have not got the knowledge. So the investment is going to have to be investing in you some financial literacy, understanding what to do with your money that you're going to start making. And you don't have to have that money right now. YouTube got tons of channels on here that actually talk to us about it. I'm going to give you one. One of my favorite guys that I love listening to is Anthony O'Neill. I love listening to Anthony O'Neill because he gives a lot of valuable information. Another YouTube channel that I love to watch is Market Mondays. I love watching Market Monday. And you can't forget Wall Street Trapper. That's every Tuesday, Trapping Tuesdays. So I'm watching these shows. Monday I'm watching a show. Tuesday I'm watching a show. And Anthony O'Neill, I watched him all day today because I'm realizing like, hey, these people have a lot of information. And I'll drop those names at the bottom of this live tonight, so you can actually go over there and watch them. But we spend time riding down the road, listening to our favorite song on the phone, talking to our friends. And this season, I said it's nothing but hard nose for me. And when I say hard nose, I mean hard nose. No, I really can't stay on the phone and talk to you. No, I may not answer that text message right away because I am in student mode, because I'm paying attention to the things that's happening and I'm paying attention to where I'm at currently, and I'm not satisfied. Especially when you know you have what it takes, when you know that you're super talented, when you know you're gifted, when you know it, and it's almost like your no is not matching your reality, that means that there's going to have to be some changes that take place. And those changes that I'm actually saying that I'm doing right now is I am investing my time. And as I'm driving down the road, I'm talking about I don't care how far I'm driving. I am not listening to any music. I am tuned in 100%, making sure that I am listening to education. So again, investing in you some financial literacy. Number 3, invest in some advertisements for your business. A lot of times you see, you know how you can be watching social media and then it'll say learn more. They'll say learn more. Advertising. That's people actually putting their business out there. We hear about the algorithm and all those things, but then you got to pay to play. And this season, there it goes again. That's one of the things that I'm focusing on, is truly dialing in on how to structure my business in a way where I don't have to work so hard. Because right now I'm doing everything. What is everything? I'm glad you asked. So let me tell you. Everything. Like I got to get these cards printed out. I'm going to have to hand these cards out to individuals, giving them to individuals. If I want to post my live, I got to actually create the post. Got to go in Canva. I'm going to create do the graphic design. I'm going to post it on all social media sites, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram. I'm doing all those things individually, so I don't have anything that's funneling, that's actually on a timer or a schedule that actually does these posts for me. So right now I am every moving part in my business until my team gets here. So right now, being that I'm every moving part, guess what that looks like? I'm having to do the work. But again, when you're investing in those type things, remember, it makes your job a lot easier. Along with, so my advertisement looks like me actually making the post. We have to actually pay to play. So in this season, make sure that you're thinking about, are you advertising your business? And when you think about advertising, how are we making noise in a noisy industry? How are you actually getting your work out there? How are you making people actually see you, where you can actually say, hey, I'm over here? Because it's as they say, it's not the ones, what do they say? Don't confuse the popular with the winning, because you do have some people that aren't on social media that are doing very well in their business, but they're personable people. They get out, they go to their family function, they're at church, they're constantly seeing people. They're communicating in a different way, so they have a lot of referrals. When they have a lot of referrals, because they may not be on social media, but they have all these new clients, because their clients, they've built such good relationships with them, their clients are bringing them clients. Versus just being on social media showing pictures, and nobody knows who you are, nobody knows what you do. So to get in front of people, another tip is going to be for you to actually do some advertisement. Advertisement, I know they say, I'm just going to say Facebook is a great place to advertise, whichever social media site that you're on the most, and Google. Google is definitely a good place to make sure that you are putting your business on Google, because I'm going to say that even the small time I was on Google, that's where I was getting customers from. Along here with YouTube, my YouTube channel is bringing me clients. I had a client call me last week, and she booked on Tuesday, and next thing you know, she's like, hey, you have any availability today? I'm so grateful because she came. When I came back from my Chicago trip, I was here Tuesday. Boop, another person had booked YouTube. So I'm just saying, you got to make sure that you're on these platforms and putting yourself out there in a way. YouTube actually, especially when you're creating the shorts, it gets you in front of a lot of people, and that's continuing to build my channel. So that's even something you need to make sure you're thinking about, creating you a YouTube channel. Fear and faith can't operate in the same space. So you can continue to wait, and hopefully you can continue to come on here, and you're now starting with me on my journey in this space. And I can't wait until you actually see it grow, and you're saying, wow, I remember when she first started and she pretty much had 2, 3, maybe 5 people watching, and now it's hundreds of thousands of people that are actually subscribed. So make sure that you are not afraid to get on YouTube. And my next one was invest in you some education. Ladies and gentlemen, you are going to need some education, because trends, hair coloring, hair cutting, weaves, micro links, fusion, K-tips, all these things. And I know we say our clients don't want to invest, but can I tell you something? Stylists can be some of the cheapest people. And I'm talking to us right now. We can be some of the cheapest people, because we can find ourselves not liking to pay either. But why is that? You don't want to pay to get your hair done. You don't want to pay for the classes. I can tell you right now that there are so many stylists that have never invested in advanced training classes. They are doing those same techniques, doing the same thing that they've been doing over and over and over again, because stylists don't like to invest in themselves as well. But we want our clients to pay. That's something I can honestly say. I don't mind paying for a class. If it's a class I want to take, I am going to invest in it. That is the purpose of the business that we're in. The way you invest is the way you're going. The way you sow is the way you're going to reap. So if you're not willing to pay, I'm just going to say, for a class that's $500 or more, then how can you perform services and want clients to pay you? Does that make sense? If you're not willing to invest, then why would your clients invest? I need you to help me make that make sense, because we're in a business that requires investment in education, investment in product knowledge, investment in business and the way the world is changing, things that's taking place in our industry, software, all the things that's going on in our business. We got to make sure that we are consistently educating ourselves. That's one thing I can honestly say. I have seen so many stylists over the years that have continued to do the same thing over and over and over again. You can see them in Walmart. You be like, oh, I know that's Miss Linda client. You know them just because of the same clients getting the same service now. That's cool, but don't you know that we are in an industry that is multi-billion-dollar industry, and it's consistently growing? Why are we going to continue to settle for these crumbs? It makes no sense, especially if we're behind the chair. It makes no sense for us to settle for a little bit of nothing. We need to make sure that we understand the abundance that's in this industry. And can I tell you guys, just from working at the beauty school, so for those of you that don't know, I'm not only a master cosmetologist in Florida and in Georgia, I'm also cosmetology instructor, teaching cosmetology professional, and I'm also the educator and training instructor. So I'm your educator's educator. So everything when it comes down to education, I am your beauty industry coach, Stylist Noel. So I'm excited about this year because I'm about to flood social media with education moving forward. However, when I'm thinking about that, I'm just thinking about the things that's required for us to get to the next level, and it's called an investment. You got to invest. If you're not going to invest in your success, then I don't even know what we're doing in this industry because things are changing constantly. Crazy thing is, we were in Chicago and I'm sitting beside this lady who had a little shirt on, and I'm like, why does that shirt look so familiar? One of them said, Pope Riot. And I'm just like, I know that. And the other one had on a jacket, a lab coat. It said Pravana. And I'm just looking at them and all of these corporate people, and we're sitting there, and I'm like looking at my girlfriend. I said, I know that brand. So I'm looking at the different brands, and I was so inspired. But for people of color, we wasn't there. Not one of us. Did you hear what I said? None of us were there. So this guy was there, and as we're sitting in the little coffee shop, coffee area at the hotel, nice lounge, but we're in the little coffee lounge area. All these people are sitting around, and they all got on there. I mean, from Pravana to Matrix, Pope Riot, you name it, big wigs. I'm in there like, okay. Why do I know that? Me being me and who I am, I walked right over. I'm like, hey, how are you doing? And she was like, I'm wonderful. How are you? I said, I'm great. I said, so you are with, I said, Pravana? She was like, yeah. I said, okay. I said, I'm Stylist Noel. Another one was Color Track. I said, I'm Stylist Noel. I said, I'm here. Actually, it's my birthday. So they're like, happy birthday. I said, what are you guys doing? And she was just like, we just had an event across the street over at the convention center. I said, she's just like, all the big wigs are there. And I said, really? She was just like, she was just started naming all the big wigs. I'm like, oh, that's dope. And she's like, yeah, all of us are next door. It was yesterday. We had this big fashion show. She said, we were talking about all the things that's going to be taking place in the next 2 to 3 years as far as AI, how we're going to start incorporating that. We were also talking about research and development and products. And I was so inspired. I'm like, okay, God, I just thank you. So I don't know what this is all about, why I'm in this space, but I love it. And I was looking for us and I didn't see it. So when I thought about it, it kind of pained my heart. I had to get it together because I was just like, why don't we see us in these spaces? And it is because we're so caught up on the hype. We're so caught up on the hairstyles looking good and those things that we miss out on the bigger money. And when I say big money, I mean like we're missing out on the bag. We are making the change. We're missing out on the bag. And in that moment, I'm like, yeah, I got a lot of work to do. I have a whole lot of work, and I hope I'm inspiring you and encouraging you as well to figure out what it is that you want to do. That's the next thing. Do you want to invest in starting your own product line, starting your own school, your salon suites, digital assets, whatever it may be? I got so inspired, and as I'm talking to you guys, it just stirred up something else, even on down to curriculum writing. I was looking at the fact that I don't see us, and I just had another opportunity. I went and did a presentation on Tuesday at one of the beauty schools. And while I'm there, this has happened to me naturally. This may be something that you experience, but I'm looking around. It's one of the most beautifulest beauty schools I've seen. And it's not owned by us. I've never worked at one that's owned by us. And I see that they're popping up, but our industry is being taken over by everyone except us. And yes, while we are popping up here and there, we got to do so much more work to truly extend our brands, our businesses. And guess what that's going to look like? It's going to look like some great partnerships. It's going to look like us really unifying and becoming a unit in a way that all of our money can count, all of our money can invest, and we really got to be that team that can work well together, that trust each other. And it won't be for everybody, but for those few good men that are really ready to change their life, it's nothing that we can't do. But it takes a lot of work. It's going to take time, investment, patience, and working together. But I just wanted to share that story with you because I don't know who needed to hear that. I don't know what dreams God may have placed in your heart, what big goals that right now your bank account, your credit, nothing matches it. You have what it takes. You can do it. Get focused. Put God first. Pray about it and ask God, where should I go? Where are you leading me? Bring the right people. Open the right doors. Thank you for the opportunities. And this has to be something that we do every single day. And guess what? When you meet your life change, they always say your life change when God brings a person into your life. So when this person comes into your life, I'm just going to say understanding what honor is, asking those questions, but we got to make sure that we're not just going to work at home. You got to be out. You got to be networking. I know things are happening, but this isn't a time for us to be fearful. This is a time for us to start having those conversations. Who is our person? What research should you be doing? We got so much information out there from ChatGPT to Google, whatever you use, where you can find out directions to get things done that you're trying to do. Don't think that it's too big for you to do it. If it's so big right now that your bank account can't fund it and you can't do it for yourself, then that's a God idea. It's a good idea when you can take care of it yourself. If it's something that you can say, oh, okay, I can get this money from over here and I can ask my husband to do this. I can do those few little clients in, that's just a good idea. God ideas, you can't even begin to fathom how you're going to get it done. You can't even begin to think like where the money coming from, who I'm going to partner with. That's what a God idea looks like. You are confused, but you know what's in your heart. You know you want to do it. That is when that's when you can give God something to work with. Now you got to do your part. Start writing the vision, making it plain. What is it that I want to do? We don't deviate away from it because our account does not match what it is that we desire. That's when it's time for us to actually hone in and get closer and closer to trying to figure out how do I get this done? Who should I be having conversation with? I remember, and I'm talking to those of you that may be on here that may be interested in opening a beauty school. You don't got no money, but you just may want to open a school. I did this when I was in the process of opening my first salon back in Florida. I didn't have no money at all, but do you know I went and filled out my salon license application. I started just filling out applications before I even had it. Same thing with the school, filling out the application, putting your name, putting the information. Just start preparing the things that's free. You're giving God something to work with. That's what faith without faith looks like. Faith without works is dead. You start doing the things that you know you have to do to get you in position for when it happens. I hope you guys are hearing me. Again, like I said, I'm not going to get on my soapbox. And I have one more. So I said, the first thing you need to do, number one, is we're going to make sure that we invest. We want to invest in those things that generate us more income. Number two, investing that money that you're now making so that you don't become a uneducated person with individual with more money. You're now going to invest in you some financial literacy. What are we going to do with the money? Where should you start putting the money that you're going to start making when you start paying for some advertisements? That's number three. Because when you pay for your advertisement, you're going to put yourself out there more. People can now see you. So now you get an opportunity to see these individuals and they get to see you and I didn't know she was over in this area. Okay, let me check her out. Now they get an opportunity to call. So you invest in advertisement. Number four, you're going to start investing in education, hands-on training classes, product knowledge classes, research and development, whatever it is you want to do, you're going to start investing in some more training. Why? Because whatever training that you invest in, you're going to now have that information that you can now use to do what? Generate more income. And your last one was, of course, products, digital assets, whether that's ebooks, whether that's e-commerce, whether that's starting your own product line, whatever that looks like, you're going to start investing in those small things that's necessary to start generating you more income so that you can have money to invest in you some solid assets here in the near future. Stop spending all your money on these bags, on these shoes, on this unnecessary hair, on these wigs. Hey, I'm telling y'all because I'm talking to me too. But I went the kind of easy way out this time, if you feel me. I went and got some pack hair, colored it in 27 piece because my mind is made up in this season. I got things to do. But even with that, you still have things that you can do to make that look good. But stop investing money in things that's not going to generate us income because we have way too much talent, way too many things that we should be doing, and being in that place that you know where you should and could be If you really think about all the money that you've made in this industry, now I need you to think about it. All the money that you've made in the industry. I know I've touched them over $1 million. And I know those of you that's watching that's hairstyle, I know you've made more than $1 million. But guess what? It's just not in the account. It's disrespectful. You understand? It kind of disrespected us because it just, I don't know where it went. We were just spending. Hey, we going out to eat. We buying shoes. You going on a trip. You going, let's go. We just hitting the road. We're doing whatever we want, just as much as we want, and getting instant gratification, but there was no long-term reward and no long-term gain, nothing to leave our children. And it's not too late. I don't care how old you are. Now is the time for us to start really thinking about our businesses and our life in a different perspective, because we don't know what's happening in this world that we're living in. We don't know what's going to take place. But one thing I do know for certain is now is not the time to be spending unnecessary money. It is time to invest in those things that's going to generate you more income in your beauty business. Do you understand? Don't allow yourself to get so excited because, oh, this show is coming. Oh, I want to go to this concert. Them people making money. All of that stuff, it's going to be there. We got to learn how to be disciplined. I ain't just talking, I'm talking to myself now, and I feel good saying it because it has to happen. Nothing changes until something changes. So take the time, write out those things that you know that you desire. Write out 3 things before the end of the year that you know you want to invest in. If you want to invest in some advertisement, some educational training, some educational class, some financial literacy, like I said, I'm going to drop those YouTube channels at the bottom that I definitely highly recommend you go watch, because they're teaching you about financial literacy. And that's one of the biggest problems. A lot of us as hairstylists, we have short attention spans, and we don't want to do nothing, but we don't go. And we never sit down and really take the time out and be the students that we need to be to ensure that we understand what it is that we need. We understand and that we comprehend and learn what we need to learn so that we can truly change our lives. We're so gifted, but so many of us are financially challenged because we spend all of our money and we know that more clients are coming. But what happens when another situation like COVID hits and they shut it down this time in a different way? It's not a matter of if, but just when. And we don't have you can't take any clients, money on low, things are just going chaotic. Not that we need to fear, but we need to be aware that it's time now to start operating like bosses, because that's what a boss does. That's what true entrepreneurship looks like. That's what leaders do. We find out what the problem is. Once we find out what the problem is, we come up with a solution and we implement it. And that is a season that we have to be in. We have to be solution-based individuals and fix our lives, fix our financial problems that we have, because we are in a time now that everything is so uncertain. And even if times got so great that we can't even believe it, you still want to always remain secure and start getting in position so that we don't have to always be living on the edge because a client didn't come or a client canceled, or you don't know where your next money coming from. We don't, that's not how we're going to live from 2025 on out. Okay. So thank you guys for joining me. Like I said, I'll be here next Thursday. I'm going to continue to bring these great topics to you. I'm going to make sure I have this YouTube set up so that I can see some comments, because I don't know what's going on right now. But I'm going to make sure all that's set up so that next week we can all kind of get engaged. I can answer some questions if you have some, because I don't even see my questions on here right now if you have some. So if you do have some questions, make sure you leave them underneath the channel. I will go back and answer, and meet me back here next Thursday at 8:45 so I can answer your questions and we can get to our next topic, because we're about to change our lives. Do you understand me? We're not going to continue to be the individuals that we have been being. And I know we say that a lot, but this time, let me say it one more time like your auntie. This time, you understand me? This time we about to change all of that. We're not going to continue to do the same thing because it's not working. Okay? The things we've been doing, it hasn't worked up until now. It's time to make some changes. So let's just get mad. And my bishop said, MAD, the acronym for it is make a decision. Get mad. Make a decision about our lives. It's your beauty industry coach, Stylist Noel. I love you guys. I'm super excited about what's about to take place in our lives. So from me to you, I love you. God bless you. Did I hit that y'all heard it? I'm sorry. God bless you. I love you. Have a great night. And I look forward to seeing you guys over the TOP. Have an amazing rest of your afternoon and be safe.